What's up, besties? It is already October 4th, which means that Diana is photobombing me, and I'm trying to do something here. Sorry. Anyway, which means that I'm already behind on decorating the island for Halloween. Because as we know, Halloween starts on October 1st, if not before then. Okay, Diana, she wants the attention so bad that we're going to have to talk to her. Firefly, thank you for coming over to see me, punk. Punk. Where did she get punk from? Who is even saying punk? Jeez. So as you can see, I did like a few little things. We got like, our pumpkin patch over here. I've already had this pumpkin patch over here with all the weeds. Yikes. And so that's that. And then I have a bunch of Halloween stuff out here, a bunch more in storage, a bunch more in my pockets. We're just going to go crazy. So there's a few things I want to tackle. Obviously, just putting pumpkins and Halloween spooky shit everywhere. I also want to make this little area, this is kind of the normal way that it is, but I want to make it into a very like dark, like kind of a witchy little nook. Just like stuff in the town square. I have, this little hay bale here. I don't know what we're doing with that. And yeah, I mean, we might also want to make this into a more spooky, dark one. I'm going to take these plants away and put something else more Halloween-y in their place. Put like these here instead and stuff. I think I'm just going to be doing what I usually do and running around and just doing shit randomly. Do I have any of the spooky tower right here? See, just like stuff like this. We're just going to be like making everything a little bit more spooky. What do you think, Lily? What do you think? See, Lily and Diana, they just haven't really been like talking lately. I don't really know why. Somersault, hey, nice to see you. What's going on with you and Diana? A little fresh air never fails to cheer me up, Cricket. Okay. But what about you and Diana? So I have like a little wooden stool here. I figured I could put like another pumpkin on there. See, just like stuff like this, How cute is that, right? Halloween town. Am I right? Yeah, oh my God. We're off to a good start. I wanted to go see if I could make this like a darker color and then take these and replace them with something, just like, and maybe put like a pumpkin or something on here. Like one of the real pumpkins too. One of the smaller ones. That might be cute. So yeah, we're just going to be running around doing shit like that basically and talking about how great October is, as well as I think I have a bunch of questions for my patrons that I definitely want to get to, because it's been a while since I've been able to do that. What was I just going to do? Oh, I wanted to look at the fountain to see if I can customize it, which is not this. I just want to see if it comes in like a darker color or something. But yeah, it's October 4th. I'm so excited. I just feel so lucky to be an October kid. My birthday is in October, and I think it is the best month, right? Like, I'm sorry if your birthday, perfect for Halloween, right? Oh, this is gonna look so badass. Anyway, my whole life, October's been like, how when your birthday month comes up, you're like, oh, yay, my birthday month. Well, people also do that with October. So I've just gotten so lucky in my life that I've been able to be like, yay, the best month, objectively. Oh, that looks awesome. That looks so good. I wonder if I should just keep these here actually, because they're kind of like orange. I don't know. Maybe I will for now, because I don't want to go too overboard. Actually, I probably do. It's fine. Where did I put that thing? Where is it? Right here. So yeah, we'll just leave that there for now. But, I'm just really glad that the fountain comes in like a deep, dark marble. That's awesome. Kyle, what are you wearing? A little out of season, buddy, huh? We just keep running into each other, don't we? Let's talk. You're wondering where I got an outfit like this, right? I was just saying that, yeah. Soph. Good old Soph. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, right? Let me go get my rations for the day. Can't forget that. What, Nook Twins? Don't talk to me. Give me this. Even though I probably already have like 5 in my storage. Yes, give it to me. Wrap it up. Some candy? Yeah, I would like some candy, but unfortunately, you're only going to give me 1 piece. Excellent purchase. Can I get some candy? Oh, I'm sorry, but we can only sell... Since you've already purchased 1 piece today. Yeah, I didn't fall and hit my head. I know that. I do hope you'll come back for another one tomorrow. No, nothing else looks interesting. Nook Twins slams the door. I'm out of here. Get out of my way. I have no idea what I'm going to be for Halloween because I'm probably, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, like who's doing anything? You know, like what are we doing? What are we doing for Halloween? Nothing probably. But I always at least end up like dressing up as something and just taking pictures. But I still don't, you know, I'm not 100% sure what that's going to be yet. Oh, my pockets are full. Fuck. I got to go put some stuff in storage. Got to tuck my one little piece of candy away. Make sure that nobody gets it because it's like apparently a hot commodity. I want to get more of those little kits out so that I can customize tons of shit. Y'all, I have been trying to get that fucking thing that that's real descript, Amanda. I've been trying to get that barrel eye fish for like weeks now. And does it not exist? Is it not real? What the hell? Did y'all have a hard time catching this thing or what? What the hell? Where is it? You know what I mean? Like, where the hell is this barrel eye? I feel like I've legitimately spent like 500 pieces of fish bait on this motherfucker, like to no avail, to absolutely no avail. I might want to get some darker cord. I don't know. We'll see how that looks. But yeah, you know, we're just gonna like replace it with like a darker, spookier tone. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need some darker cord. So let's see if I can find. Do I have any? Probably not, right? Any like black, this, whatever the hell that is. What is it? Like maybe I can probably just find a code and like replace it with it, right? Let's try to do that. I love that they have like the new descriptor thing. No, stop. But anyway, yeah, the barrel eye like straight up doesn't exist, right? I don't, it's amazing. I haven't found the isopod yet either, the giant isopod. And I just feel like I'm working so hard, like just so hard for these creatures. And this is the hardest thing I've ever had to fish for, harder than anything else, by far. It's almost like I'm starting to feel like I'm going crazy. Like I'm going crazy, you know, because it's just like hours and hours and hours of me trying to fucking catch this thing. And it's like, what the fuck, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna have to find one on Pinterest or something. Hold on. Because this is too, nondescript, whatever. All right, I straight up can't find like sides for my blanket that are darker that would look good with this. So I'm just gonna do it without the sides. It's fine, I guess. But any codes that I do use, of course, I'll put them in the description. I just gotta take a lot of the stuff and like switch it out for spooky stuff, you know? But yeah, I am really excited for this fall. I love going apple picking. Like who doesn't love going apple picking? That shit is so much fun. That's like the peak of the year is just going like to an apple orchard, going apple picking. My aunt actually owns an apple orchard. So that was like the first place I ever worked was at an apple orchard. And they have like a pumpkin patch and like a hayride and stuff. And it's like, just can it get any better? That's in Massachusetts where I'm from. So I have to find one here to go to, but we're definitely doing that. I love haunted houses so much. Love them. I used to have like a little bit of a fear and apprehension for haunted houses just because like growing up, my cousins always used to like traumatize me with masks. I think like that is a universal memory of so many people. Like they just used to always put on masks and chase me around. And it was very traumatic. And so I always had a big fear of masks. Like if you put on a mask and came running at me, I would fucking punch you in the face. Straight up, would not hesitate to punch you right in the face. Fight or flight, I would choose fight. But then I slowly, do I have a black one of these? I guess I have to order it. I hate having to do that shit. Yeah, I gotta order it. Rattan basket or whatever. But anyway, I thought I was gonna hate haunted houses. And I like started like you know how I always have stories about how like I got over this fear, I got over that fear. So I started by going to like a very small kind of like baby haunted house thing that wasn't too scary. It was like put on by students and stuff. Went to that, didn't have the worst time ever. And then finally, because in Georgia, I live in Georgia, and in Atlanta we have this place called Netherworld, which is like a really big, like one of the best in the country, scary, spooky haunted houses. And I was always like, I can't go there. I just can't do it. And then finally, Matt talked me into going with him and our best friends. And when we went, I was like, oh, God, this is gonna be the worst night of my life. I like hate this. It's gonna be so scary. It's just uncomfortable. Like, you know, I just don't know if I like, it's weird because I always loved horror movies and I've always loved like being scared, but I just thought that I absolutely hated haunted houses because of my cousins fucking me up. Y'all fucked me up because of you guys scaring me when I was little. So I kind of just assumed that I was going to hate it, but it was like the best night of my life. I absolutely loved it. I had so much fun. I really kind of realized wow, that's something where, and I'm not saying everybody has to do this. Like if you have a genuine fear and you have no interest in getting over it, that's the difference. Like you don't have to get over your fears ever. That was just me doing weird me shit where I was like, I want to get over my fears. So don't take this as me telling you it's really not that scary, honestly. It was just a thing with me where I was like, wow, I really loved that. I'm really glad that I gave it a try because I have that foundation of liking horror movies. Now we're keeping that on Mothman, of course. Mothman is in season every single year. And look at this design I found on Pinterest when I was looking for the blanket stuff, but I found this. Look at that. I'll definitely have that in the description. So cute though, right? Yeah, I'm going to make about 1 million of these. They're going to be everywhere. Anyway, I already had that foundation of where I liked horror movies and stuff. And, if you're already someone who hates horror movies and gets really scared, then that's you. You just don't like it, and that's okay. Don't let anybody shame you for not liking that stuff either, obviously. There's probably something fucking wrong with the people who do. I don't know why that I like being scared. I like feeling like my life's at risk. Why? With these haunted houses, you really are in a situation where a guy is chasing you with a chainsaw. How the fuck am I paying for this? Why? I'm showing up saying, here's my money. Please chase me with a fucking chainsaw, please. What? Yeah, see, you're the normal one, not me. Is that too purple? No, I like it. I love it, actually. Anyway, so yeah, we went to Netherworld the first time, and I was fucking smack dab in the middle because it was me, Matt's best friend, and his boyfriend. So I was the only girl, all these guys around me. I was in the middle, freaking out, screaming, but it was really fun. But I was still the little piss baby when we went. And then a couple years later, I went with 2 of my really good friends who also like horror movies, but they had never been to Netherworld, and so they were a little nervous. And I am so proud of myself, y'all, because guess who went in the fucking front to protect my 2 girls? Guess who went right in the front? Because the 2 girls that I went with, they were a little younger than me, and they had never been, and they were kind of nervous. And I had been before, and even though I was kind of nervous too, I was like, you know what? I'll go in the front. And I fucking went in the front like a badass. I went in the front like a badass, you girl. Yep, you know I did. I went right in the front. And I felt, it was very empowering for me personally. Doesn't mean it has to be empowering for you to literally offer your life up. Because being in the front at a haunted house, I'm sorry for the humble brag, but that is a badass thing to do. It kind of is, because you are the one who's walking into the room first, and you know that somebody's in there waiting to scare your ass, and you're the one who's going in first. So your friends and shit, they all get to go in and be behind you, and the first person who gets scared, they're scaring me mostly. And then you are just behind me also being scared, but it's not as scary. I don't know, there's just something about being in the front that is just way scarier and kind of badass, not gonna lie. You know what? I almost think that the magazine, I don't know. Why do you do that? What is wrong with you? Anyway, that was the last time I went. It was so fun. Netherworld is awesome. If you guys live in Georgia and Atlanta, I can't recommend that one enough, but I'm sure you have one in your area that's really awesome. So tell me about it down in the comments. But for real though, I want to hear all about it because I just love shit like that. Where am I putting shit? I guess I'll put that there for now. And then I'll put the candle down here, but I'm still, it's a work in progress, obviously. And I actually, what I was thinking about the other day? Because I was on Instagram and I was seeing all these people posting stuff with Salem, Massachusetts, which obviously, as everybody knows, is the Halloween place. And I kind of took that for granted growing up. I didn't live in Salem or anything, but I definitely have been to Salem multiple times for Halloween. And we were just like, yeah, let's go to Salem. But there are people who like come from far and wide to go to Salem for Halloween, which to their credit, it is so fucking worth it. It is as awesome as the pictures. Like the people posting pictures on Instagram, and it looks so cool. Like all the leaves are so orange, and there's like the old graveyards and the witch houses, and like just everything set up. Where am I going? Where am I going? Where are you going, Amanda? You were in the middle of something. Anyway, like everything all set up, and like it is somehow even better. Like it somehow doesn't even capture how cool it is, especially when you go on Halloween, because like everybody there is obviously really into it and giving it their all, and everybody dresses up like too good. It is phenomenal how these people dress up. It's incredible. And you see like the coolest costumes, and it's like just everywhere you go, there's like just a huge celebration of Halloween. It really does feel like you're in Halloween town. So if you ever can get to Salem for Halloween, and if you love Halloween and you like want to go somewhere awesome to celebrate it, that's the place. Salem is the move for sure. It's just so cool. Like we used to go to Salem all the time, just on day trips, because my mom really loved it, because she was just really into it. She was just like loved going to the witch museums and shit, and seeing like these paper mache guys get like crushed with rocks and stuff. Because that's all I remember from those witch museums is like they show you like, you know, the guy that got crushed with the rocks. That's awful, by the way. But that they would show that, and you can go to like the hills where they have the hanged people and stuff, that's not, I don't know, it's very dark, obviously. But then you can go to all the graveyards and you can see like the graves of the witches and stuff. But they weren't witches. They were not witches, I don't think. I think that they didn't have science back then, and they freaked out, which sucks. But anyway, the whole thing is a mess, honestly. The whole story. But yeah, I need more candles. What did I go to do? I like forget what I'm supposed to be doing out here. What am I doing? Anyway, yeah, Salem is the move for sure. It is the coolest place to go for Halloween, without a doubt. It's such a huge, I don't know, there's like parades, tons of haunted houses. Again, people, when they go to Salem for Halloween, like you don't show up in like a store-bought, just like simple costume. People go all fucking out. You see the coolest costumes you've ever seen in your life. It's cooler than like Dragon Con and like I don't know. It's actually on par with like Dragon Con and like Comic Con and stuff, where you just see like the coolest cosplays and costumes and stuff. It's just a cool place. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing over here. It'll come together, but like, so I'm going to try to get to some patron questions. And again, remember, if you want to ask me questions, we do that over on our Discord. It's a patron only Discord, just to kind of keep things a little more exclusive, and we have so much fun over there, so definitely recommend joining. But let's see, the first question is from Cloudy. Hey Bestie, do you think you could tell us some of your weirdest, funniest dreams that you remember? It's a great question, because I tend to have the most just unexplainably weird dreams ever. In most recent memory, had a dream the other night that's probably funnier to read, because I like to write my dreams down. So this is what I wrote down. The new Blue's Clues host, who is the guy that, this is not written down, but it's the guy that's not Steve and not Joe, the new guy. He had joined One Direction to replace Zayn, because One Direction minus Zayn was doing a reunion tour. And so obviously I went, and the guy from Blue's Clues, I don't know his real name, but in the dream, his name was JT. He was there because, again, he had joined One Direction as the Zayn replacement, which I know you can't replace Zayn. And you know how in dreams, like it doesn't make sense, obviously. So even though he was on stage performing, I was still like talking to him. I was like giving him little pep talks and stuff, because he was feeling like not as confident. You know, he was like the odd guy out. Like everybody wanted to see Zayn. Everybody was kind of resentful of him. And so he needed like some pep talk. And I was just in the front row, just like pumping him up, being like, you're doing great. You got this. You're awesome. And so obviously he fell in love with me. At some point, was it during the show? I'm not sure. He kissed me. And like in my Libra Ho shit, I think this was like back in the day. So I was like single. I just like went along with it and was like, he was like, do you want to hang out after the show? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I totally left and went to go look at the merch, and it was just tie-dye shirts with Pokemon on them. And I stole like 7 of them and left. And that was the dream. Probably my favorite dream though, in recent years. And we actually, in the Discord, we talked about doing a merch drop for the stream. It's so good. And my amazing friend Vicky actually drew some art to reflect the stream, which I will be showing you. But this stream, still to this day, is one of my favorites. I have to read it to you because it's just so funny. Get the fuck out of my way. You got right into my way as I'm about to put something down. Hello? No, I'm not buying your turnips. Not today. Okay, so I have this dream written down in my little dream journal, and it says, Animal Crossing update announced new features included made Red taller. Like made the character Red taller. Just inexplicably made Red taller. Gave him really long legs. Scary and unnecessary. So he became known as Tall Red, and Vicky drew Tall Red. This is what he looked like. In the game, they just were like, hey, one of the updates is that Red, you might notice, is a little bit taller now. For no fucking reason whatsoever. Nobody asked. We just felt like it was the right thing to do. So Red is taller, but most notably, a new bird NPC that looks like a skinny tan version of Brewster named Bean Chair. Yes, you heard that right. His name was Bean Chair. Bean Chair, who helps you start your own business. And then there's like a new island hopping toggle belt that's like the favorites tool where you can put favorite islands and go to them right away. But like just Bean Chair, I just skimmed right over Bean Chair, the tan, skinny cousin of Brewster who helps you start your own business. Bean Chair, the beloved Bean Chair. Everybody knows and loves Bean Chair. You've heard of Bean Chair, surely. Yep, Bean Chair. That was Bean Chair. And so Vicky drew Bean Chair as well. And this is truly, to a T, this is Bean Chair. It's amazing how she just brought them to life. And so my patrons in the Discord keep asking for Bean Chair and Tall Red merch. And you know what? I probably have to deliver at some point. So that's Bean Chair and Tall Red. And then I have another dream in here that is written down. Was streaming Stardew Valley trying to beat the game, found a secret hatch in the saloon where Gus was hiding a terrified mother and child that he had kidnapped to be his family. Amanda, what the fuck? Clint offers to babysit your kids and you can either tell him no or pay him $11 an hour to watch them. At level 150 in the mines, Jack from Animal Crossing chases you really fast through every other level, and if he catches you, he randomly changes your spouse, and you have to divorce them and remarry who you were with before. Hello? Every time you leave Skull Cavern after level 50, there's a voiceover that just berates you for being a coward and not finishing anything you start. As if I fucking need that. Scene in the doctor's office where giant angry Junimos surround you and you have to try to avoid them to escape, but every time they look at you, you do that weird like jump thing where you make that like surprise face and can't move. And that's it. That's the dream. That's all I can think of right now. What, Pierce, your brain is working and you're not sure what's going on and you're scared? Oh, you bought 2 of the same thing. Fucking himbo. Thank you, himbo. Yup. Ooh, I love this question. Sky Bunny asked, Amanda, what do you know about lobsters? I'm all about lobsters right now and would love to hear any info you have on them. Some of my favorite fun facts are about lobsters, so you came to the right place. So lobsters are actually so fascinating. So my first and most favorite fact about lobsters is that they do pee out of their forehead. They pee out of their forehead. You heard that right? They piss right out of the top of their forehead, right in between the eyes. Yep. They pee out of their forehead. Can't stress that enough. And I just absolutely love that fact. Just love it. Another really cool thing about lobsters is that they live forever. They're actually immortal. And it's not to say that they actually don't die, because they do, but they don't die of old age. They actually could theoretically live forever, but there's certain elements that end up not allowing that. However, like they are essentially immortal because of the way that their cells regenerate themselves. So they don't get old. They just get bigger. And when they get bigger, it gets harder for them to molt. So the really, really, really big ones that can be, upwards of 200-300 years old, they start to have a hard time molting. It takes a long time for them to molt. They become pretty vulnerable. And so they end up getting, eaten or otherwise succumb to just the difficulty of molting at that large size, but they don't die of old age. And like in the right conditions, if you were to have a lobster that, just had a lucky life and never really ran into any issues while molting, like you could theoretically see a lobster live forever. Which is just, not a lot of people know that, I guess, apparently. They just have, I don't know, they have these secret lives. There's some lobsters that, when we're talking, because there's different types of lobsters. And growing up in New England, I didn't know for the longest time that spiny lobsters were a thing. But, down in more tropical waters, you have lobsters that don't have claws. They have these really long antennas. They're actually so cute. And those lobsters, the spiny lobsters, they actually migrate in the coolest way. They will go in a single file line. It'd be like the longest single file line you've ever seen, too. It's like ridiculous. It's like not necessary at all. And they will migrate hundreds of miles in this very neat, adorable single file line. They're so polite, so cute, and they don't have claws. And then, of course, the New England cold water lobsters, they do have claws. They have a crusher claw and a ripper claw. So they have two different claws, and the crusher claw is obviously the really big one. And then the ripper claw is a lot sleeker, and they use the crusher claw to obviously crush like bivalves and other things that they eat. And then they use the ripper claw to like rip little pieces off and put it in their little mouth. And they're so cute when they eat. I love that crustaceans eat with their hands. They're adorable. Like most crustaceans, but it's just kind of a fascinating little thing. They start their life out as plankton. So they are actually considered plankton when they're babies, and they're just so cute. And then they grow up and they have kind of a unique life cycle. It's almost like metamorphosis because they look so different when they're small. And I just love lobsters. I certainly love lobsters. They come in all different colors, especially the northern ones. Most of them are going to be like your standard like brownish color. They're obviously not red. They turn red when you boil them alive. And sorry for the descriptive nature of that, but that's what we do. Pretty awful, especially considering that they can feel things. A lot of people, for some reason, well, not for some reason, it's because we've been lied to. I won't get into it, but lobsters, of course, can feel pain. They absolutely can feel pain. A lot of people think that they can't, but they can. And so they only turn red when we boil them, but they're either like a brownish color, but some of them can be blue, some of them can be white. They can be pink. They can be, I had a lobster that I was friends with at the New England Aquarium, and it was a chimera lobster, and it was half and half. It was half black, right down the middle, half black and half orange. And we called it the Halloween lobster because it was like a little Halloween lobster. Really cool. So yeah, I could talk about lobsters forever. Like the only person probably that could talk about lobsters forever, but I love me a good lobster. Not to eat, to appreciate. All right, I love talking about it. So Midnight Hails is opening up a can of worms. Favorite horror or spooky movie? I'm not about to sit here and pick one. Like it's not gonna happen. Oh, look at Diana. She's the witch. She is the season of the witch. Holy shit. This is creepy. Don't do this in real life. But I wanted to see the detail of the dress in the back. Gorgeous. You're amazing, Diana. You're killing it. I have no words. I genuinely have no words. No words whatsoever. I'm speechless. She's rendered me utterly speechless. Some, meaning like a lot, of my favorite horror movies / spooky movies. Oh, Lily, what's wrong? Somersault. I did it again. I went and bought myself a box skirt uniform. Why is everybody giving me their clothes? Listen, Lily, I can't wait to see that you find out that my pockets are about as fucking full can be. Oh, she's trying to trade. No. No, I'm sorry, girl. I hate to have to do this too, but I only have one of those. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Oh my God. Why does she have to make me feel like this? That's all right. I'm sorry for asking the impossible. Like, you didn't know. It was... This seems a little manipulative, Lily. I don't know. This is just like, I'm sorry. I only have one of them. I hope I can still ask for your help in the future. Duh. Thanks, Lily. That made me feel like shit. I hope I can still ask for your help in the future. Yeah, just don't ask for my fucking marigold thing. I need that. I only have one. Why am I the asshole for only having one marigold thing. Buy your own, Lily. I'm sorry. I love to help the girl, but just not when she's like, well, I'm sorry for asking for the impossible. Like, what? I didn't. Anyway, spooky movies. Let's talk about them. Oh, gosh, where do I even start? I mean, I can definitely recommend anything from like super scary to, not as scary-ish. I might have like a bad grasp on that just because something that might be scary to me might be something that might not be too scary to me is like still probably maybe super scary to someone else, but I'll try. Some of the movies that come to mind right away that are incredibly super scary, definitely love Train to Busan. One of my favorite movies of all time. It's a Korean zombie movie. If you have never heard of it, I think at this point everybody's at least probably heard of Train to Busan. Like, it's so good. So good. Everything about it. It's not only a very like scary movie, like it's a scary movie, but it is also just a really, really good movie. Just a super good movie. So that's probably one of my favorite horror movies. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's like a spooky movie for Halloween, because it's not like Halloween themed, but it's like a zombie movie, Another movie that I just absolutely love is You're Next. And this is a movie that I would say it's a little bit more on like the spooky, like Halloween, but it is definitely pretty scary, definitely pretty brutal. But it's a really great movie. It's called You're Next. Probably one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. Like, if you are looking for like, we're going in with the girlies tonight, we're trying to scream, The Descent, that is a scary ass movie. That's probably one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, like ever. It really is. It like lives up to the hype. I think a lot of people probably consider it like the scariest movie ever. It's just really a perfect combination of scary shit. The scariest movie I've ever seen, I mean, this is hard to say actually. I can't pick, but one of the scariest movies by far I've ever seen, one of the movies that sticks with me, like if you are wanting to fucking scare yourselves, if you guys are looking for something that's gonna stay with you, I don't know why we do this yet again. Like, why do we do this? Why did we figure it out why we do this? I'm not sure. Lake Mungo is I can't recommend it enough for people who really do like horror. Again, it's a scary one, but it's also like a very slow burn movie. Like, to the point where sometimes people don't like it because it's so slow and it's so meandering and it takes its time and it has a lot of different threads that, you're not sure where it's going or why. And it takes a while to really get to that point where it's like gonna scar you for life. But when it does, like, I'm telling you, it is one of the only movies that I still to this day will just be like alone in the house and then I get a flashing memory of that movie and I'm terrified and I'm like horrified to be alone and like it fucking chills me to the bone, which is, I don't know why we seek that out. Why are we seeking that out? I understand if you're not like seeking out a literal fucking trauma response in your brain, but it is so scary. And again, it kind of requires just a little bit of patience to kind of get to that point. Like, I watched it with Matt and he fucking straight up fell asleep during it. And so it's one of those movies that it can either be like one of the scariest movies you've ever seen in your life and like one of the best movies. Like, I just think it's great horror movie. I can't say enough about it. But then there's other people who have seen it that are like, what? That movie ain't shit. Like, I don't agree at all. So it really depends on your preference. And if you like to have kind of just a balls to the walls, like scary jump scares, freaking out all the time movie versus something that's like a really slow burn, but it is very visceral and it really will stay with you for a long time. That is Lake Mungo for me for sure. To the point where I don't even know if I ever want to watch it again. Like, it's I don't know. For me, it was really, really scary. Another movie that stuck with me forever. I'm like talking about the really scary ones now, but I promise I have some recommendations that are like less scary. Just like one more that stuck with me. That's really scary to me, and it's kind of more one of those movies that is what's the word I'm looking for? It's more like mainstream, so a lot of people have already seen it, or you've probably heard of it. Is Sinister. Actually, it's really scary for me. It's like extremely fucking scary for me. The imagery in Sinister and the way that is revealed, and like just the fucking, I don't know, just the way that movie is, it actually really does fuck me up a little. Same with Clown, actually. Clown is kind of one of those movies. I just keep going. Clown is pretty scary. Clown is definitely pretty scary. But Clown is one of those movies for me. It's just called Clown. And it's literally, I'm going to tell you what it's about because it's no spoilers. It's about a guy who turns into a clown. So obviously, if you hate clowns, that sucks. But it also sounds like a meme. It's like he turns into a clown or he is a clown. I'm like, no, he turns into a clown. He puts like a haunted clown costume on. It's like a cursed clown costume, and then he turns into a clown slowly. And the clown is scary. It's like a monster clown. So that movie, you think it's gonna kind of be ridiculous, but it actually is pretty fucking scary. Not gonna lie. So those are some of the scary ones. Oh, Hush too. Oh my God. Hush is probably just one of the best movies, like period, I've seen, like ever. Hush is great. Hush is very scary. It's very upsetting, not gonna lie, but it's also one of those movies that just is so good. Like the main character is amazing in that movie. It's really well written. It's well paced. It's actually on Netflix, I think, still. It is definitely like graphic and kind of scary and like just upsetting, but it's really good. If you like just a quality horror movie, I think Hush is one of the best. As far as movies that aren't as like completely horrifying, that I think that you might be able to handle if you don't love super scary horror movies. My first recommendation, it's not for everyone, but I don't understand why, because it is by far one of my favorite movies of all time, and it is my absolute quintessential Halloween movie. I watch it every year, and it is Trick or Treat. And Trick or Treat is where do I even start with Trick or Treat? So Trick or Treat is a horror anthology, and it is definitely like, it's very adult, it's very gory, it's very it has its moments where it's pretty scary, but it's mostly it's gory in the sense where it's like certainly not for children. It's like definitely for adults, but it's more spooky, to me at least. It's more spooky than scary. It's not like absolute horror, because a lot of the there are all these little stories. It's an anthology, but they're all interwoven stories, and all the characters kind of intersect with each other, which is really cool. And it's one of those movies where the characters themselves are just a little bit camp. You don't take them too seriously. Most, like the ones who die, you kind of are like, this is horrible to say, but you're kind of like rooting for them to die because they're kind of shitty people. It's like one of those, it's fun. I find it really fun to watch during this time, and it's really fun. Same with Cabin in the Woods. I find Cabin in the Woods perfect in every way. It's absolutely one of my favorite movies ever made. It's definitely one of those movies that I think I appreciate a little more because I'm already like a huge fan of horror movies. And Cabin in the Woods is like such a love letter to horror movies and all that. And so it is like, I just absolutely love Cabin in the Woods. It's so fun. It's just fun. It's got its like little scary moments, of course, that are like very cliche horror movies. It's kind of, it invokes like those scary, we're stuck in a cabin and something scary is happening, like in The Evil Dead or something. But it's just so fun. It's just so fun for me. Same with Creep 1 and 2. Creep 1 and 2, actually, Creep is interesting because it does have its like pretty horrifying moments. Well, or a moment, I should say, honestly. But it's mostly a movie that is fun, and like it's just you watch it and you just enjoy the acting. You enjoy like the way that it's shot because it's like super low budget, but the actors like really carry the entire movie, and definitely works itself up to a pretty scary ending, but it's really good. Really, really good. Same with the Banana Splits movie. Fucking love that shit. I love a gory, crazy, kooky, funny, scary, spooky slasher. That is a slasher. If you don't like gore, definitely skip the Banana Splits movie, but it is really fun. I love that movie. I love Hellfest too. Hellfest is so fun. We actually just watched that the other day because Matt had never seen it. Hellfest is really fun for Halloween. It is pretty scary. It has its gory moments for sure. But it's also just like kind of fun, spooky. Like there's nothing fun about what these people are going through. I don't know why I keep saying fun. But it is one of those premises where like you just, I don't know, you just kind of enjoy seeing what goes down, you know, because it's like one of those what if, like, wow, yeah, like that could happen. And that fucking sucks that it could happen because that's really scary. It's basically about these people who go to a group of friends go to a haunted house, kind of like what I was talking about. And instead of having a fun, spooky time, they actually get picked off one by one by a murderer who's in the haunted house, which makes it kind of like, you know, more, I don't know, because they, they have to it takes a while for them to figure out that it's not a part of the like haunted house, that they're actually being like pursued for real by like a killer. So that's kind of a fun little premise. It's actually, yet again, not fun. It's terrifying, but it's also, you know, it's just a premise. It's like one of those premises that you're like, ooh, that's, you know, interesting. And it's fun to watch around Halloween. Then there is, clearly I could just fucking keep going forever. I think I'll end it with The Babysitter 1 and 2. I think that they're like the perfect like starter horror movie where they're not necessarily like horrifying because all the characters are super campy and funny, and like you're never fully immersed to the point where you're like, this is really happening, because there's always a level of like goofiness happening in that movie where you kind of feel like it's just a movie the whole time. So that movie is really fun for people who don't like love super terrifying stuff, but who are looking for like a scary movie. I think it's a really fun one. So yeah, that's just, I know you asked for one, but that was never going to happen. Yeah, I have a lot of scary movies that I really, really love. And so if you're ever looking for recommendations, I got you. Ooh, Vicky, this is a great question. I know you have your snake tattoo, but do you have any plans for them if you do? That's a great question because, yeah, I only have my snake tattoo right now. And if you don't know, the only tattoo I have, my first tattoo, is on my forearm, and it's of the exact anaconda, the green anaconda that I found in the Amazon. But my next tattoo, I'm pretty sure, is going to be of my frog, Kikomon. And I think, yeah, I've definitely talked about him before, but he was my actor frog, and just like too long didn't read, short little like refresher for anyone who didn't hear about Kikomon. He is the frog that I rescued from a food market that I ended up rescuing him, and he did really well. And he became an animal actor, and he lived a really good life, and he was very successful. He was in a lot of different shows and movies and stuff, and he did really well for himself. And he was not only, you know, my little successful frog legs to fabulous story, but he was also just my very good friend and my best frog I ever knew. And he was just a very, very, very special frog. And as someone who's known so many frogs in my life, you know, I know that there was just something special about him, and there will never be another frog in my life quite like him. So I definitely want to get a tattoo of him. I just want to get something like simple, something like black and white with maybe, and I always used to call him my prince. So I might just get like a nice little black and white full body picture of him with like a low crown. And I'm not sure where I'm going to get that yet, but that is definitely what I have on my radar. So Vex, you asked, do you consider yourself a dog person, a cat person, or both? It's a good question because I am firmly in the middle. I used to think I was a dog person, but then I got 2 cats, and I realized just how different than dogs they are. Like there's really, I don't know why we compare them so much because they're so different. It's perfectly like, I get why people, like some people are dog people, some people are cat people, because they are so different. And there's so many ways that one can fit into somebody's life so much better than the other. But for me, like they are so different in a way where I get so much from each of them in such different ways. So I'm definitely a firm bother. I used to be one of those people who like was firmly like, I couldn't imagine my life without a dog. Like a cat, I can take or leave. But now I know for a fact I don't think I'll ever be able to live without either, like without a dog and a cat, because the things that they bring to my life are both so different, but I just love them both so much. Ooh, Jesse, you asked, do you like plants and take care of any house plants? What are your favorites? And if you have any tips. That's really funny, Jesse, because I am one of those people who, unfortunately, as much as I absolutely love plants, I love them. I would love nothing more than to be a plant person, than to have the ability to care for plants, to keep plants alive, to just have plants. That would be so great. But as you can probably imagine, based on the way that I've explained this, I cannot fucking do it. I can't keep them alive. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why in some cases. Like the other day, I literally bought 2 really cute little mini roses from Trader Joe's. I put them outside in the sunlight and forgot about them, and they died. I forgot to water them. For some reason, I thought it rained or something. What is this? What is this? She is fully serenading her, and Lily just walked by. Oh my God. And Marina had to turn around and look all like longingly. And then she went back to singing as if that didn't just happen, as if she wasn't singing to Lily. Lily, I am so proud of you. She really needed to be humbled. And you just fucking did that, girl. You just fucking did that. I love you. And then she changed. Oh my God. Lily is a new woman. Marina, rest in peace, girlie. Yeah. Eat your heart out. Eat your heart out, Marina. Marina Marie. Oh my God. Marina wore the hat, the dress, and everything, and it didn't matter in the end because Lily won. Lily won. She's going back over there? Crazy bitch. She's going back over there? What are they doing? Oh my God. Lily just walked. Is Lily giving in? And she walked away. She waved. Lily. She's pushing her around and shit. She waved to her. She walked over there, waved to her. Just out of a pure act of fucking boldness. Lily, who the hell are you? You just woke up and chose to do this? You chose to be this woman? Oh my God. Nobody's going to be hurting Lily anymore. Who is she waving to now? Yep, pom-pom. She's just a woman of the world. Yeah, nobody's going to be hurting Lily this Libra season. Nobody's going to be hurting Lily. Nope. Lily is taking her life back. You going to spy over the hedges, Lily? You're too short, my friend. You're too short. Where is she going? You want to spy over the hedge? Where is she going? Hi. Oh, sorry, I'm in your way. I'm sorry. I will not get in your way, girl. She's out here trying to fucking take some names. She's out here trying to get a kill count. She really is. Walking around like this. She's a new girl. Look at her head's all up and shit. Nope, Lily, keep your chin up, girl. You're doing great. I love this for you. I love this for you. I'm living for this, Lily. She's watering the flowers like nothing's wrong. Holy shit. Who is she? Who is this? Who is this girl? Who is this girl basking in the sun of a new day? Lily Marie. That's incredible, Lily. That's incredible. Good for you. Good for Lily. Good for Lily. Great for Lily. Bad for me because I can't keep my plants alive, but good for Lily. Yeah, I killed my new roses. I thought maybe I could just keep them outside, water them every once in a while. No, you need to, I don't know what you need to do, to be honest, because, and I don't know if y'all have any advice for me, but I feel like I have tried my best with the plants. Normally, I don't forget to water them. That was just like one time thing. It had been a while since I had plants. I did. Marina, you lost today, baby girl. Rip. I'm gonna be praying for Marina big time. Big prayers going out to Marina this week. Anyway, I feel like, yeah, the whole thing with the roses, like that doesn't normally happen. I have tried in vain. Oh my God, through COVID, that was one of my little COVID projects was plants. And boy, did I try. I spent like a good maybe hour or two every day with my plants. Every day with my plants, okay? And I was, changing the soil every few weeks. I was putting all of the things in the soil that they recommend, watering them. I was cleaning the roots. I was just doing all the shit that they say, because I was looking it up. How do I fucking stop killing these plants? I had UVB plant lights in my house. I bought them plant lights. They were out by the window. All the every plant that I got, I researched. Oh, sorry, Lily. Oh my God, I just pushed the queen. I'm sorry, Lily. She's out here picking up sticks for what? For no reason? Yeah. Don't ask why. She doesn't need to explain shit to you. Anyway, oh, my best friend and my boyfriend. I love this. Anyway, Anka in the bridesmaid's dress. Oh, and she's excited to see me? Moonbeam, I have the perfect gift for you. Are you ready? What is it, Anka? Alrighty then. It's a mountain parka. I hope you find it useful, bestie. I love you, Anka, in your bridesmaid's dress. You look so pretty. Anyway, no, I researched the shit out of these things. And I'm telling you, it wasn't hard plants, you guys. It wasn't advanced shit. Succulents. I'm talking about succulents over here, okay? I couldn't, to save my life, keep my fucking succulents alive. No, I was not watering them too much. Sometimes I would water them and I was like, maybe I'm watering them too much, so I'd stop watering them and then they would die because they weren't watered enough. I don't get it. I cannot keep anything. Can't keep pothos alive. Can't keep succulents alive. I tried aloe. I tried Venus flytraps so hard because I really, really wanted it to work out with the Venus flytraps. I love them. I tried pitcher plants because I love carnivorous plants. I tried so hard with them. I got the premium New Zealand sphagnum moss for my carnivorous plants. I tried so hard. And when I tell you, every single day I was reading plant books. I wanted so badly for this to be a thing because it was, again, something that I got really into during COVID. So I had all this time and I was just pouring my heart and soul into this plant thing, and they fucking all died. All of them. I got the easy ones. The only thing I managed to fucking keep alive for whatever fucking reason was an orchid. I kept an orchid alive for a year, but that was it. That was the only thing it was an accident too. I didn't even try with the damn orchid after a while. And I guess that's what you have to do. Not try, not let it break your heart. I don't know. It broke me down. It really did. I'm very discouraged about my plant journey. I see myself as a plant person, as a person who has plants, but I can't they die. So I will buy them. I'll spend a lot of money on plants and then they will die. And then what? Do I just go buy new ones and then they die? I want to be able to sustain them. And I feel like I should be able to do this because I keep, my job is literally to keep some of the hardest animals in the world to keep. These are animals that zookeepers fucking hate keeping, that everybody notoriously hates keeping amphibians because they're so, so fragile. And that is my job. And I do it pretty well. I do keep amphibians alive. I successfully keep them alive, and yet I can't keep a fucking succulent alive. A succulent. They are designed to survive. They're designed to survive in the fucking desert for 6 years without water. But they come to my house and they take one look at me and they drop dead, flop over, and they're dead. And I don't know why. And I'm starting to take it very personally. Not going to lie to you. It is starting to become more of an issue of this isn't about me and my skills, is it? This is on a more personal level, isn't it? This is a personal attack. I think they all talked. They all got together and they decided that they hate me and they would rather die than live at my house. I don't get it. I really don't. So yeah, if y'all have got any advice for me when it comes to plants, keeping plants alive, I would really love to hear it because I don't really understand what I'm doing wrong. What could I possibly be doing wrong? I keep dredging this up. It's just because it's such an issue. It's such an issue. And I just don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that's the plant thing. Don't have any tips for you. Not a single tip. I'm so sorry. I'm not that person. You know what? I actually might think this actually looks good now that I look at it again. And if I add another layer out, I think I like that. Because it's the moons are gray, Yeah, I think I do like that because it's just, I don't know, something I don't like it being not bordered. I do like that actually. That's cute. That is cute. What was I thinking? Yeah, that's adorable. That works. That does work. Okay. That does work. What was I thinking? Yeah, that's cute. That's cuter. That is cuter. I like that. Yeah. Here I am like convincing myself that it's cute. No, it is. I like it. What else do we have? Like the Libra scale maybe? That'd be cute. Doing Libra shit over here, doing like Libra spells. I don't know how any of this works, honestly. Super interested in it though. I love that I have like a bunch of witch friends now that do like spells on people that I don't like. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. No, they're very responsible about it. But every once in a while when we don't like somebody and they're like, hey, I'm putting a spell on them, I'm like, hell yeah, this is the life that I deserve. Having witch friends, this is perfect. Thank you. Love that shit. Yeah. Marina, she really tried it. She tried and she failed. It's fine. I said this in my stream the other day, the villager hunt one, which went amazing, by the way. If you didn't catch that shit, oh my God. Probably one of the most magical, powerful villager hunts I've ever done in my life. So definitely check that out if you didn't make it to the stream. As far as my stream schedule too, I know I'm getting like so off topic, but right now that is not a thing that exists, a schedule. I'm trying to do it at least once a week, and I've been trying for like the weekend, so Saturday or Sunday, just because that's when I have the most time. But eventually I want to try to at least find one day. It'll usually probably be in the evenings. At least one like evening a week where I can stream because it's so much fun. And it's like, it's just the greatest. And I've been having like, yeah, I just said it's so much fun and now I'm going to say it's so much fun again, but that's how fun it is. I've just been having a blast like with you guys, like being right there live and being able to talk to you. It's actually kind of weird. Like I kind of got used to it. I've only done 2 so far, but it's kind of weird. I'm like, what do I talk about? Because you guys are like right there talking to me. It's great. But anyway, I mentioned this in my stream last week that if you have any spooky dream addresses for me to explore, please let me know, whether it's your place or a place you know about, because one of my favorite things I've ever done for a video is when I went to go explore like Ica Village and Cannibal Island and stuff. That was so fun. I still to this day like think about how scary some of that was. And so even if you have just like a really popping off Halloween spooky island, or if you have a like super scary one, or if you know of any other really scary ones that are kind of well known, or what, like just let me know, because I'm trying to find some places to visit for the spooky season, because you know me, we got to get plenty of content for the spooky season, because you know I don't know, I love making spooky videos. Animal Crossing is not necessarily known for being a particularly spooky game, but for some reason it's just really fun to kind of bring the spooky season into that. So that's why I am going so hard on my island, to the point that we are going to have our work cut out for us when we actually have to take all this shit down and get ready for the holidays and stuff. But I don't care. I don't fucking care. All right, this is a great question and I get it a lot, but I never really know exactly how best to give answers because I'm not the expert in the household. Like I definitely have learned a lot, but yeah, let me just read the question. And then Al asked, any advice on being vegan or vegetarian on a low budget when you don't have much time to cook? I love this question because a lot of people think that being vegan or vegetarian is super, super, super expensive. And like a lot of people end up relying on the just like frozen alternative meats and stuff like that, because I don't know, in society in general, we're just like really not accustomed to knowing a whole lot of vegan and vegetarian like recipes, and we're not familiar with cooking food like tofu and stuff like that. So it seems a lot harder than it is. But I will say the only reason, because I'm just not like a great cook. I can cook, but like I don't know, the ADD thing, like I'm not that into it. So thankfully I have the master himself here, and I'm going to call in for reinforcements. I'm going to have Matt take this one, actually. So here he is.
All right. Hello. So in terms of time, a lot of the recipes that I make, they really don't take that long. You can make most of them under 30 minutes. But if you're on a budget, some of the best things you can do is get vegetables and things like that you can make multiple entrees with. So, for example, some of my favorite proteins to use for veganism is tempeh, textured vegetable protein, or TVP as most people call it, and tofu. Tofu is a big staple in veganism. So, for example, like tofu, you can make a lot of things. So you can make what's called the tofu scramble. I make those all the time. You can make like chicken nuggets. You can make a meat filling for lasagna. You can cut them into cubes, and you can make like barbecue tofu, mix it with rice. So the types of cooking that I really got into when I went vegan was like an Indian type cooking, Mexican foods, Asian foods, even Italian foods. I've grown up in an Italian household. Italian cooking was a big thing, and I could still do that. I still make, pastas and things like that. So I would recommend getting things that you can make multiple dishes with, again, like TVP, tofu, and tempeh and things like that. But also, beans and potatoes. So there's a lot of things you can do with sweet potatoes. You can make fries. You can make burgers out of them. You can, of course, make, cubed potatoes or, just a whole sweet potato. You can do that, of course, with russet potatoes, Yukon Gold. In terms of time, what I generally do is because, like, even if I have all the time in the world, I still like to do most of my cooking in like 1 or 2 days a week. So I try to make things that will last throughout the week. So, for example, this weekend I made a chili rice, which has Beyond Meat in there. Of course, you don't have to make that. If, again, being on a budget, you might want to just use tofu. It's probably $8 cheaper than Beyond Meat, but you have rice in there. You make the rice with it, and it has canned corn, canned beans. You can add chili seasoning and things like that, and it'll last you about a week with 2 people even. So we still have a lot left over, and I've had it probably 3 or 4 times. To step away from proteins, one thing that a lot of people don't know about, unless you're vegan or even vegetarian, is hemp hearts, flax seeds, and nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is like this weird magic vegan ingredient that is like a secret. It almost, honestly, a lot of people call it like fish food for vegans because it looks kind of like fish food. But it's like this yeast that has like a nice cheesy kind of yeasty taste to it. And it's amazing on like popcorn. You can put it on so many things. You can mix it with your tofu scramble, but it has a lot of vitamin B12 and a lot of good nutrients and things like that. And another thing to add is like a flax seed. And flax seeds, when you first look at them in a grocery store, you're going to be like, oh, that's like $4 or $5, which can seem like a lot of money, but it'll last you a long time. What I'd like to use flax seed for is I like it to use it as an egg replacement. So I'll take like a tablespoon of flax seed, mix it with 3 parts water, and then stir it around and you get an egg, and it works great. I use it for cookies, pancakes, kind of anything that I make. Cornbread, it's really good, and it has a lot of omega-3s in it, so it's good for that. Same with hemp hearts. They're similar to flax seeds, but I think they actually have a little bit more protein in them than the flax seeds. In terms of how you can cook them and make your life easier, you can get a Instapot or a rice cooker. I would not get a rice cooker. I would just get an Instapot. You can get a rice cooker, but for just, maybe a little bit more money, you can get like an Instapot, which can do pretty much everything you want it to do. I've made pasta in an Instapot, like one pot. You literally just put the pasta, the sauce, the frozen vegetables, everything in it. And then you just go away for like 30 minutes and then it's done. It takes like no effort. You literally just dump everything in there. That's what's cool about it. I use it to make rice. You can make chili. You can make literally anything. We also have the air fryer attachment, which we make like Brussels sprouts and fries and things like that. And it also uses basically no oil. I understand buying something to have to cook with, like an Instapot or something like that, can seem expensive up front. But the way I see it is, for maybe the price of 6 to 8 meals that you eat out is probably the cost of one Instant Pot. And that one Instant Pot, you can make so many things with it. And it's just very quick, and it's helpful that we use them all the time. So a lot of people say, veganism is expensive. And I would say if I wasn't vegan, I would probably also think that. But the reason that I don't necessarily think that's true is because if you get any processed food or processed meat or anything like that, it's going to be expensive if you go to the grocery store and get it, because you're paying for that convenience and things like that. But if you make things from scratch, you're always going to get more for your money. For example, tofu is, I think it's like $1.50 for a 14-ounce block of tofu. And if you were to go out to like a place to get it, like a tofu scramble, which, Amanda and I do sometimes, that one meal that I get of tofu scramble and like a biscuit is like $10. So that one block of tofu for like $1.50, you can probably make like 4 tofu scrambles. So, you just got to think of it that way. If you're having trouble finding vegan recipes, like I did when I first went vegan, I would just Google, vegan recipes, and they would have so many ingredients, and I would get kind of overwhelmed because I'm like, I've never heard of any of these ingredients. In terms of figuring out what you want to make, take something that you like and figure out how to veganize it. So again, like eggs. Most people eat eggs, including myself, before I went vegan. Like when I was vegetarian, I had eggs. So when you first look at tofu, you're like, there's no way that's going to look like an egg. But with the right ingredients, you mix turmeric and nutritional yeast and things like that, and different spices, you start to blend it up and it starts to look like eggs. It's even the same color as eggs. In my opinion, it tastes better. It doesn't have that weird smell that, eggs kind of smell like. And I'm not being biased. Even when I was like vegetarian before that, I always thought eggs kind of had a weird odor to them. But just take something like pasta again. Instead of making like just traditional like wheat pasta, you can maybe do a whole wheat pasta or chickpea pasta, which is what we use. It's high in protein and it's really good. And instead of doing like traditional meatballs, I'll make this tofu meat filling that I make, and we put it on the pasta and mix it in. It tastes great. I would say whatever style of food you like, just figure out how to make it vegan, or there's so many videos online. Fortunately, in 2021, there's a lot of resources. But yeah, you can get everything you need, nutrients and all that stuff with veganism, but you just have to approach food a little bit differently, or else you're going to be like, oh, it's not for me. And again, if it's not for you, if there's a reason in your life where it just isn't working, you do the best you can. And that's why when I say, veganism isn't about being perfect, it's about doing the best you can. And if you feel confident that you're doing the best you can, then that's what's important. So what I'll do is I'll I'll post some of my favorite recipes and, I guess vegan chefs and Instagram accounts I follow, and Amanda can pin it on her account. Hopefully what I said just made sense. And I will give the microphone back to Amanda.
Ooh, Joseph, you asked a couple of good questions. First of all, what's your favorite weather or temperature range? Obviously, I am a fall girl. I love October so much. And I love it when it feels like October. Like, I get that like October around the world is totally different for people, but I just feel like, at least here in the United States, like we have association with like fall being a certain way and feeling a certain way. That like 60s, 70s range, like maybe even the 50s, if we're like really, really chilly out, is perfect for me. I wish it would always be like that. I think everybody does. I am a very cold-natured person. I am never not cold. I hate the cold, and the cold affects me to a point where it's like all consuming. Like I will cry and weep if I'm outside in the cold. Like I hate it. I feel like I'm dying every time I'm like cold. I just hate being cold. It just hurts you. It hurts your body. And I grew up in Massachusetts where it was very cold. I would go down to the bus stop, and if I showered in the morning, I quickly learned just fucking not to do that because my hair would freeze. Like for real, this is like not a joke. My hair would freeze. I hate living like that. Like I would just cry when I was outside in the snow. I don't like playing in the snow. I don't like, putting on all the fucking snow gear just so you can go outside and like suffer. That's not my thing. I will say that now that I live in Georgia, it snows like maybe once a year, and if it does snow, it's like a tiny itty bitty little bit of snow. And every few years we'll get like a good, like maybe couple inches, and it'll be like a snow day. I love it. It's perfect because, I don't hate the snow to a point where I never want to see it again. I hate it so much. I just hate where like a whole entire portion of the year is like snow and ice and cold and freezing and cold. And so I love that in Georgia. It does definitely get cold here, but it doesn't get like super, super cold, and it only snows like every once in a while. And when it does snow, it's like a special thing. It's like a special fun thing. Like it's fun and it makes you enjoy the snow. It's beautiful. You get a snow day and it's kind of fun. Like everybody goes to the store and buys all the bread and shit because like everybody's like freaking out. But like it's just like the fun little 1 or 2 snow days out of the year that make it fun. So that's what I prefer, but I just love the fall so much. I like everybody. I mean, come on, who doesn't? I love like cozy, warm clothes. I love sweatshirts. I love sweaters. I love wearing leggings. I actually really kind of hate like summer clothes, and I don't love the summer. I just like that I'm not cold. I like winter clothes the best, but I hate the winter. So that's why I love fall. And then winter in Georgia is okay. I hate it being cold. Hate when it gets cold, as I've said. But the winter in Georgia is okay. So yeah, and then your second question is, do you have a favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster, card, or class? I do. I notoriously have a favorite monster, and that is Karibo. And I know he's kind of like, I don't know, is he basic? I don't know. When I was little and I saw Karibo for the first time, it was love. And it was like a imprinting. I imprinted on Karibo. I love Karibo. I think he's like the cutest, sweetest little dude. I love every card of him. I have like all the cards. I got Winged Karibo, level 10, level 9, Clear Karibo, Sphere Karibo, Rainbow Karibo, Link Karibo, Magic Karibo, Karibon. Like I love Karibos, and I love the Karibo cards. Some of them are pretty good. They're not all awesome cards. Definitely made like a Karibo deck before, but it's not my favorite deck to like, it's not like I'm going around toting like that I'm gonna kick your ass with my Karibo deck. Like I definitely am not gonna like go out of my way to be the Karibo girl. But at the same time, I like love Karibo, and I have like my whole binder is sorted by classes and like monster type and stuff, but then there's just Karibo, like, and it's just, there's no rhyme or reason to where Karibo goes. It's just if you're a Karibo, you're in. So yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of Karibo. And then like, as far as because I'm very much like a person who's got my go-to cards that are like good in a deck, but then there's cards that I just love because of the art on them. And there are so many just wonderful aqua monsters that are frogs. There's Treeborn Frog, which Treeborn Frog is my boy. There's Flip-Flop Frog, Unifrog, Substitoad, Center Frog, Beezle Frog. Love him. He's just so cute. Trade Toad, Swap Frog, Froggy Force Field. That's a trap card, actually, but that's a good one. And then I love dragons so much. That's probably like I have some good dragon decks, and I love dragons the best. I always want to be like the dragon bitch. Obviously we love Blue Eyes White Dragon, but we also love Deep Eyes White Dragon, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, Tiger Dragon. But anyway, yeah, I love my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. All right, I think I might have gone a little too far with everything, but at the same time, does that really exist when you're decorating for Halloween? No. Just kind of changed things up, made it a little bit more seasonal in here. I had to do it. Like I finished the whole rest of the island, and then I came back in here and it was still the same. And I was like, I don't know. It just didn't feel right because like I love decorating the inside of my house when it's fall time. So I had to do it to you in here too, even though I hate this thing. Ugh. Anyway, let's go outside and see what I did to the place. So I got this whole big pumpkin garden, and I made sure all of them were orange because I just did. And then we've got, like a bunch of spooky trees. I changed all of this out so that it would be kind of like a little witchy meeting, like a bunch of witches just like meeting out here, like talking about putting spells on people they don't like and shit. No. And then I got the moon case, gotta love it. Got more spooky trees because like this area was just so open, so I just filled it up. And I kind of just lined this whole back wall with like pumpkins. Got my little yellow pumpkin garden over here, and this is like my year-round pumpkin garden over here. So just made it into like a little yellow place. Hi, Anka. Look at you in the yellow sweatshirt. Oh, Flick's here. Yeah. What? I just saw Flick not long ago. Just remember, you mustn't judge a book by its cover. What are you saying? I promise he's a kind and gentle soul. It's adorable how excited he gets when you give him a bug. I never assumed any different, Anka. All right, so let's actually go this way. So yeah, that's my yard. It's looking pretty excessive, right? Then we go down here. It's just like there's Kyle's house. Oh, I think I actually forgot to give him a pumpkin. I need to get him a pumpkin. Because yeah, everybody's got a pumpkin in their yard. What the hell, Amanda? Forgot to give Kyle a pumpkin? Whatever, I'll do it later. Yeah, so you walk in, you got like the spooky fencing around the T-Rex. We got these things. I'll definitely have the code for this pumpkin face guy in the description because look at it. It looks so good on the lantern, right? I have these fucking everywhere. I'm like obsessed with them. Then, oh, look at Kyle. He looks so cute. Look what I did, y'all. So yeah, I put some pumpkins outside of here. I put a lot of black roses out because they're just like so Halloween-y, you know? So everything's black roses. Then look at this shit. Whoops. Yeah, it's like really happening in here. So got like a little bit of a, you know, just like a fire where you can sit on the hay bales and have some soup. And then you got like a skeleton thing. I don't know. It's like playing music and there's like a fucking this guy. Then you got the pumpkin thing. This is a pumpkin display. You know, it's like one of those big pumpkin places that you go to that has all the pumpkins, you know? Look at how many pumpkins we have. Yeah, I'm gonna have all these in my storage, really? Because y'all know how much it took me, how much fucking work it took me to get all these pumpkins. Like, don't even ask. Like, I'm not giving away any of these pumpkins. I'm keeping every single one of them. I don't care if my whole storage has to be filled up. You're not taking my pumpkins. So I got all these pumpkins. Look at all these pumpkins, right? Like some graves, so spooky. Who died, right? Was it Cody? Yes. Yeah, pumpkins everywhere. Pumpkins out the ass. Gotta love it. Just so many pumpkins. And it looks just so fun. Look at it. I love it at night. Just all like lit up. It's the best, right? Yep. So there's Anka's house. Go through here. I didn't really do anything with that whole situation. The only thing I put out here was like another skeleton. Ugh. Horrible creatures. Then I made like a little corn maze. Just like a little one. It's really, really just a little thing up here in my little, this is like my temporary area. So I just made like a little tiny corn maze. It's cute, right? It's not like hard or anything, obviously. It's just like a little thing, you know? It's just a small, inconsequential corn maze just for fun. Just let me have fun, okay? Maybe I don't want to get lost. Maybe I got shit to do. Maybe I don't have time to get lost in a big ass corn maze. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I need. Just, I want to feel like I'm doing a maze without actually doing one, you know? They can be really hard. You ever done a corn maze before? Like a really hard one? They can be kind of hard and scary. You feel like you're trapped forever sometimes. Anyway, so yeah, we just making our way into this area. I changed out most of the street lights and like the garden lanterns into the black ones instead of the white ones that I had. And then look at this. I just love the way this came out. Look at this, right? So I changed the fountain to be like a darker color, and then I took out all the little pots and I put pumpkins in their place. I put a pumpkin on every table, put some pumpkins just kind of everywhere. Huh, Pom? This place is pumpkin central, right? Look at you, Diana. Yeah, Flick is looking, even though he is gay. He's definitely gay. He's just appreciating the beauty. Yes, we know who you are. Look at this married woman in the back singing in the town square. She's perfect. Anyway, so I changed out this whole thing. You know how this was just kind of a general little blanket in the town square park area. A lot of things I just made it into the fall version of itself. So yeah, we've got just a little casserole over here, some tea, some grapes, little pumpkins, some books, just, you know, very fall oriented. Then this little thing over here, we've just got some pumpkins. I just can't get enough of these pumpkins. I think I'm going to have too many damn pumpkins to put in storage. I really do. It's my biggest fear because I worked so hard for these pumpkins. And it's like, why can't you just give me more storage so I can store my pumpkins? Maybe I want to have 200 pumpkins because every year I do this. You know, this is a big thing where I do 200 pumpkins every year. And I need a place to store them. You want me to acquire 200 pumpkins next year? I just want to put my pumpkins in storage. And no, they are not real pumpkins, unlike the one that Matt put in storage for a year. That was a real pumpkin. Do you hear about that? Yeah, we were unpacking our Halloween stuff and found a horrible sight at the bottom of one of my Halloween decoration boxes, and it was just a lot of mold. You know, I'm sorry that this is disgusting, but this is what happened. Just a lot of mold happening. And to my horror, it dawned on me that Matt had packed up all the Halloween stuff because I don't ever have like the heart to do it. I don't like packing up stuff after holidays, especially not Halloween. So I always have Matt do it because he's ready to move on and I'm not, right? And so he packed into a box for a year a real live pumpkin, you guys, a real pumpkin. And it was like stored somewhere else, like not like in our apartment. It was like so we didn't smell it like rotting or anything. But it was like by the time I got to it, I like opened the box and it was just mummified. It wasn't like a big pumpkin, it's like a little pumpkin, like one of those little decorative pumpkins, but it was still like a real pumpkin. And this fucking dude thought that it was a decoration. He's like, wow, it's just a really beautiful pumpkin. I was like, yeah, well, you gotta like check. I think it still had a sticker on it too on the bottom. And he just packed it away as if it was a decoration. So that was great. So yeah, don't do that. Just make sure, you know, that they are in fact fake pumpkins anyway. So this is Sherb's area, and we've got, you know, this out here because he's able to be as loud and proud as he wants because it's all decoration, quote unquote. This is just decorative. It's just ketchup, you know? What's he doing in there? Well, the grill is fired up too. Yikes. Did you see that? Of course, you know, just of course. That's really all I have to say. It's just of course. Anyway, oh, you know what? I think I have something for Marina, actually. She's the one person I couldn't find. So yeah, here's this, you know, not too much. Everybody's just got a pumpkin and stuff. And then we'll check up on Marina. Oh, Marina, you look so cute. Anyway, do you want this? What did I give you? I don't even remember. Something that you have like 6 of? Yep. You look so cute in it though, right? Oh, thank you for the toilet cleaning set, Marina. You're a fucking gem. You're a peach. Yeah, there's just no one like Marina. That's for sure. Wow. That was petty as hell, Marina. Honestly. Anyway, so when we go up here, got like little, you know, little things, little accents, little pumpkins everywhere. 200 or so pumpkins, I bet. So many pumpkins. Another little pumpkin garden up here. I just have so many white pumpkins, so I just took them all out. If we go up here, hate to have to do it. It's a pain in my ass, but you know, there's shit going on up here. The only place I could find to put my carriage for now is right there. But it's so cute, right? But you can't see it that well, unfortunately. I'm kind of, I don't know what to do with my life, whatever. I'm not going to rearrange my whole island, but that's where I put it for now. You know, I just got some pumpkins and stuff. Pumpkins. Hi, Capo. Hi, Capo, what's up? You know, and then we put some pumpkins out here. Just fine. Little like moon lamp. We gotta love it. And I think that up here, it's pretty much the same. Just my alien shit going on up there. I love this thing. I think I do this every single video. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. It's so haunted. Very Halloween related for sure. Love it. Love shit that's haunted and floats without any strings attached because it's just haunted and possessed. Love that. I think this is all pretty much the same down here. You know, there's only so many pumpkins. I put this thing out though. Look at the monster. He looks so cute there, right? He's perfect. I'm so glad he fit in between those 2 trees. It looks great. So yeah, I really went crazy with the pumpkins. It's fine. I am just hoping that Jack likes it, you know? I hope to impress him for no particular reason. I just, you know, want him to have a great Halloween. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one, and we'll just be here chilling with our 200 pumpkins and 1 piece of candy per day. Love it.